go. Silversmithing can feel like it's locked behind a paywall, guarded by gatekeepers. But with the right tools and knowledge, it's within your reach. Hi, I'm Sarah. Welcome to Silversmithing Unlocked, a series dedicated to sharing practical and accessible ways to help you make jewellery. In the first episode, we're going to be talking about the jeweller saw. Saw piercing is one of the best ways to get into making jewellery, and it's a skill every jeweller needs to master. But where do you start? How do you pick a saw when there are so many options? In this video I'll compare the three most popular choices. We've got the budget German, the popular Greenlion, and we have the lightweight new concepts. When choosing a saw, there are four key things you'd want to consider: tension, speed, control and cost. I'll use these four categories to review each frame, and then there's a handy summary table at the end. If you're a complete beginner, or you just want to try saw piercing on a budget, then the German frame is a good place to start. You simply set the clamps and leave them there. If you have an adjustable one, set that to accommodate a standard blade and don't touch it. Adjustable frames seem like a good idea, but in my experience, you're just working with a weaker blade. Once the blade is snapped, take it out, throw it away and start again. This frame will teach you the fundamentals of saw piercing, how to tension a blade and how to follow a line with control. It's a simple, affordable way to build those core skills. A few things to keep in mind with the German saw frame. There is a bit of flex to the frame, which can mean more blade breakages. Changing blades can be a bit slower and fiddly because the clamps tend to be of cheaper quality. But once it's set up, control is solid. You may also want to adjust or pad the handle for a more comfortable grip. Okay, right. Next up is the Greenlion. This is a well-balanced, no-nonsense saw frame. Built to a professional standard. It uses simple clamps to hold the blade securely, and it gives you a consistent tension which results in smooth cuts. If you want something dependable that just works, then this is a really solid choice. If I compare the Greenlion to the German saw frame, the Greenlion has a more rigid structure which helps maintain tension, which helps you with keep those consistent cuts. Blade changes are slightly quicker due to the higher quality clamps. A few things to keep in mind with the Greenlion saw frame. At £80 it is significantly more expensive than the £10 German saw frame. It is a bit heavier at 200 grams. I find that for very long sawing sessions that can get a bit fatiguing, and also because while it is well balanced, because most of the weight is in the back of the handle, you must ensure that you keep the saw moving and your work moving when changing direction. Otherwise, if you stop, this tends to pull slightly, which puts tension on the blade and it'll snap. If precision matters to you, or you're very into detailed, delicate filigree type work, then the new concepts really shines here. Once your blade is set and clamped using the two blade clamps here, and you can adjust with here, you simply pull the cam lever at the top. I always shut my eyes just in case, right? You pull the cam lever to hold it in place, and you should hear that lovely zing. The blade's good to go. So changing blades is an awful lot quicker with this. When you want to swap a blade, if it's broken or it's dulled, you simply pull this down, loosen these, take the blade out, pop another one in, bang, good to go. So this saves you a lot of time, especially if you're doing production work or you're just really into it. It's also incredibly lightweight, about 93 grams, so that reduces any strain on your joints, and it gives you excellent control, especially if you're working in very tight corners or you're wanting very smooth, consistent curves. At around £99, it is the most expensive of the three, but for that money it delivers very high tension, which means cleaner cuts and fewer breakages. It's very controlled, and it also has a very well supported system with plenty of replacement parts, and I think last I looked there was maybe about 16 different types of saw, like depths, you can get swivel bits, it's a whole thing. There is a slight learning curve to using the new concept saw, or at least I found that there was. When I first got mine, the front clamp never really gripped the blade properly. Could have been user error, could have been a dud. Anyway, I contacted them and they sent me out 2 new replacement clamps, and she's worked like a dream ever since. So customer service is excellent. 20 out of 10. So saw frames haven't changed much since the Renaissance period, which is testament to a great design. All 3 of these adhere to that. They're all very well designed tools. If I had to pick one out of the 3 that would suit most silversmiths, I would choose the Greenlion, simply because it's easy to use, it's well balanced, and it gives you the confidence you need as your skills develop. If you're on a tight budget, then the German is a great place to start. And if you're focused on precision work or you want advanced features, then New Concepts is a great option. A quick note on blades: you should always choose the best blades that you can afford. I personally use Super Pike by Valorb because they have a slightly rounded back, which means they can get into all of the tightest nooks and crannies. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions about saws or silversmithing, then just drop them below and I'll do my best to help. Good luck, I'll see you next week where we'll be talking about wax carvers versus dental tools.